I'm Billy Hill, the president of ProEdge Sharpeners. I'd like to show you my new invention. It's a circular blade sharpener designed to sharpen blades from 100 millimeters to 400 millimeters. It's very simple to operate. It's very quick. It's very safe. Let's take a look. Only tool you need for normal operation is this one hex key. Everything else has handles. One of the unique designs about this machine is the discs are always in the same plane. Doesn't matter what angle you set them. When you're doing a single bevel blade, use an extremely fine diamond disc, 600 grit. It attaches to the machine with magnets. Off and right back on. The machine comes with 3 blade arbor sizes. For small blades, you'll use 1.5 inches. For medium-sized blades, a 3-inch, and for large blades like the blade behind here, which is 400 millimeters, you use the larger one. And then you have an assortment of bushings to fit the different bore sizes. So for this blade, we're going to choose the small arbor. There's a flat on the motor. You want to align that flat with the set screw. Then once you reach the flat, just rock it a little bit to make sure it's on the flat, and then just snug it up. Left hand threads. That way it stays tight. All of them come with that where you're not looking for the screw. I'm going to mount the blade on the arbor. Left hand threads. On a single bevel blade, flat side towards your lower unit. Single bevel, I'm going to set this one on 25 degrees. The lower unit is set on 1 degree to keep the burr wiped off the flat side of the blade. We're going to back this out, just where you can see the proper way to set it up. The machine has a counterweight. That's an auto feed mechanism. It also helps you to know that you are set up in the proper position to start sharpening. Then we're going to advance the lower blade with a dovetail slide. You have a center here. We're going to have the edge approximately in the center line, lined up with that. See, just approximate. Then you advance the lower unit counterclockwise until you see the counterweight move. Everything's in proper position to sharpen. So now you lower your guard, you move this guard over, and you are in position now to start the machine. You move the slide forward by turning it counterclockwise until this counterweight is approximately straight out. That only allows approximately 2 pounds of pressure. See, if you pull back here, you can tell it's very easy. It doesn't put much pressure from the blade to the diamond disc. The diamond disc will only cut as fast as it cuts. When you move it forward, you're not helping, you're hurting. You let this run for approximately 30 to 60 seconds, depending on how dull the blade was. Then I recommend that you just slightly lift the counterweight, turn the machine off. When it completely stops, then you can let this down, crank this clockwise, and that just move it out far enough. Move your guards back. The discoloration you see there is just light dust. That's metal that has been removed by the diamond disc. The blade has been sharpened. It's still flat on this side, so your single bevel is still a single bevel. Other machines out there, most people will wind up putting a little bevel on both sides, and then you don't have the performance of a single bevel anymore. You put the proper bushing on. Once again, the flat side of the blade should be toward you. Put it in place. Okay. To a different blade, you're going to need to set your depth. You move in, align the edge with the center. Then you move this forward, watching your counterweight. When it moves, you're in position. And you want to always lift this guard and pull it from the front. Turn the machine on again. You just move it forward so it's approximately straight. Again, slightly lift that. Turn it off. Move it out. Open your guard system. You still got a flat side. You have an extremely sharp blade, so you need to be careful with it. But this is a perfect single bevel blade. And this is the only machine on the market that will do that for you. We're changing over to a double bevel blade, so we need to match the degree we have on top. 25 degrees for this particular blade I'm going to use. You're already on 25 on top. Remove the 600 grit. The only time we use that fine of a disc is when we're doing a single bevel blade. We're going to put now a 325, which is the same as the grit that's on the upper unit. That way you have equal amount of sharpening power, lower and up. We went from a 100 millimeter blade. We're going to expand all the way out to a 400 millimeter blade, just to show you the capacity of the machine. In order to do that, open this slide basically all the way back. Advance the lower slide counterclockwise. See, the counterweight's moving. So you're in proper position. Put the side shield in place. Slightly lift this and pull it exactly like you did with the other blades. You turn the machine on counterclockwise. You advance the hand wheel until your counterweight is approximately straight out, level. And that's to be exact. To feed this huge blade into your diamond disc. The same diamond disc, the only thing different, you're using a much larger arbor to properly support the blade, which you need. A few seconds of that. Again, raise this up a little bit, turn your switch off. When everything stops, gently lower that back down. Move your guard system out of the way. And this is the only machine on the market that will do that for you. My new sharpener is designed with operator safety in mind. I have a guard system. I have an interlock system that will not let the machine run if all the guards are not in place. So what I ask you to do is to lower the side guard, lift up the sliding guard, move it in place. Now you're in position to operate the machine. The interlock system, if you move the guard, it stops the machine. If it's not in place, the machine will not operate if guards are not in place, other than the jogging, which is just to, in other words, it cuts right back off as soon as you remove your finger. So once the guards are in place, then the machine will operate. Any guards you move stops the machine. I recommend that you wear cut gloves because the blades are extremely sharp. I don't want anybody getting hurt. I've made the machine as safe as I can, but then it's up to the operator to wear gloves and to use caution themselves.